How you doing? This week, due to a lot of work going on at my job, I haven't had quite as much time to be thinking about a really thoughtful, meaningful, exciting, awesome vlog. And then last night I had a dream that is kind of complicated and I don't really remember too much of it, but that made me think about this other dream that I had once. I thought maybe it'd be kind of interesting to tell you guys about that dream because it is something that I vividly remember and was super weird and I don't really understand it. Then I thought maybe I could put a little spin on it and do it in a number of various accents. First, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and click the little bell so that you get notifications every time I make a new video. So with that in mind, I shall now tell you about the dream. So like the dream started, I was in a restaurant and it was like a large Japanese sort of steakhouse. It reminded me of like the House of Blue Leaves from Kill Bill. And I was with my mother. We had just finished eating and we were trying to get to the exit because we had paid the bill and we were just trying to leave. And as we walked over to the exit, I saw there was this guy, this old Asian guy who looked like George Takei, strapped up to one of those metal detectors from like the TSA, and there were these guards and they had like a stun gun and they just kept tasing the guy. And of course I was terrified. I did not want to get shocked myself, so I looked at my mother and I'm like, what are we supposed to do here? And she said, well, I think we need to notify the owner of what's going on. Maybe he can help us get out of this. The owner was over a few yards away and he was talking to like a couple and they were eating like a pizza, like a lobster pizza with soy cheese. And as we were nearing him, he saw us walking over, but he kept trying to finish the conversation with the couple and he didn't want to break away from that because he didn't want to be rude. So as we get closer to the guy, he looks at us just as we're like right on top of him. He just books it to like this dark hallway and we're like, what the heck's going on here? We run after him and then he grabs us and he pulls us into like this elevator. We get back inside the elevator and I'm looking at the walls and they're all made of straw. Like I could see through them. Like light is sort of like coming in between the straw. The owner, he gets into like this very hush voice and he tells us, he's like, look, there are assassins that have come here and they're coming to get us and we had to get out. So then the elevator stops, right, and we get out and it's like we're in this large room with like a large wall made of brick. The whole floor is like this computer lab sort of carpet, like a really drab grey sort of carpet. It was like we were in an atrium. We saw there was this large zigzag sort of ramp and it had a glass bottom and violet railings. We knew that we could hear the assassins. They were coming down that way. And so I looked at my mum and you know, the only thing we knew to do was to like play dead. So we just, you know, fall to the floor and this wedding party comes down from like the top of like the ramp and they see us. They either think that we're playing dead or they thought we really were dead. So they play dead. And then the assassins come in. They rush down the zigzag ramp. There was this one young man who was in a tuxedo and he is holding a revolver. And this was not like a normal revolver. It was this copper colored thing made of cast iron and it had this sort of like duck bill sort of end on it. Like I've never seen a real gun that looked like that before. So this guy walks up to me, you know, he's like about to make this shot and he starts to pull the trigger. But like out of nowhere, the gun flies out his hand. Like it bounces out and it lands on the floor right next to my head. So I reach out, I grab it, I point it at him and I shoot him dead. And he just drops there. And it's like all of a sudden, like the other assassins weren't there. Like I don't know what happened to them, but all the people at the wedding party sort of get up and like everybody's happy and it's like the strangest thing I've ever seen. And then like after that, I was flying in like an airplane. Like I don't know what happened between like the shooting, the processing of it, I don't know. And I look out, the sunset is like this beautiful like blood red orange sort of mixture. And all I remember was that I was wearing like this infinity bracelet, stainless steel sort of thing. It was really like cutting into my skin. And for some reason, whenever I looked at that bracelet, it just made me think about the fact that I was going home at the end of this flight to get married to this brown-haired girl who I didn't know. So, yeah. That was my dream. Obviously, I've been thinking about it for a long time and I have no idea what it means and I would love to know what your thoughts are. So be sure to leave a comment below and see if you can maybe make some sense of this dream because I might have some serious psychiatric issues that need to be resolved. But who knows? So with that, I will see you later.